Randy, I'm an addict. Let me just go ahead and tell you how my early life. Well, I grew up in a household with 6 kids and a mama. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. You know, it was tough, and we ended up having to move to a shelter on Skid Row in the 90s. If you know about Skid Row, man, it was real crafty back then. So my mama raised 3 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls, and my daddy was out the picture because due to drugs and his street life, it was tough. I was an angry child. I was a protected child. I remember at 5 years old, I had a machete put to my dad's neck and told him, man, you hit my mama again, I'll kill you. Right then and there, that's when I started to know that I had to protect my family because we had no man figure in my life. So as time went on, my mom, she tried to do much as she can, and it was difficult and it was tough, just seeing your mom cry. And, I'll leave school and I see my mom at a park in the car just crying, you know what I'm saying? I never understood why my mom was in so much pain. But you know how when you're a child, your mama cry, you're going to cry with her, So I had to go through that my growing up in life. My future was baseball. I had a career in baseball, you know what I'm saying? And I had a scholarship to UC Santa Barbara, full scholarship to play baseball. And I ended up destroying that because my sister ended up getting shot. When my sister got shot 6 times, 3 in each leg, my whole life changed. I had a retaliation type mindset, you know what I'm saying? And I ended up turning my life to the streets. When I turned my life to the streets, I got put on the game that shot my sister. I got put on their worst enemy hood, which was my mission, But I didn't know that this lifestyle was gonna trap me, and the way it did, So living through that lifestyle, whatever the case may be, it was crazy because we had to pick up my sister, all 6 of us and my mom. We had to carry my sister everywhere she had to go, to the bathroom, to the shower, wherever, And I just thank God that He gave us a team to do that. My sister was able to live through that, but at the time I thought she was going to end up dying. So it destroyed my life, you know what I'm saying? My mindset was criminal-minded, I didn't care about nothing. I wanted the streets to feel what I was feeling. And then, I started doing drugs, and once I started doing drugs, I just utilized drugs as a reward, you know what I'm saying? Because I was getting away with everything I was doing. So I got accustomed to doing that, and it wasn't gonna stop, I never thought about changing my life, and I didn't care about changing my life. I never thought about a future. You know what I'm saying? In and out of jail, the same old stories, you know what I'm saying? And it's just this one last time, I ended up going, and they tried to give me 12 years. And when I sat down, I'm like, damn, my old mindset, I'm like, man, I can go do this shit. I get out and come home and do the same thing, it's nothing. But that's how I usually think, But this time I'm like, man, I need to change my life because I got my 2 boys, 11 and 10 years old, and they doing everything. They want to be just like daddy. I didn't care, man. The drug made me not give a fuck about my own kids. Excuse my language. It made me not care about my own family, nothing. I started stealing from my family and everything. That's what the drug, like the route the drug took me down. And just didn't care about nothing. Didn't care about myself. Didn't care about no qualities or nothing. Everything was just for the hood. This is what it is, and support my habit. So with that being said, things were just difficult, And when I sat in the cell this time, I just was like, man, I need change because I want change in my life, but I just didn't know which way to go and how to do it. I lacked the understanding of a man of what a man is supposed to do in his life. My daddy wasn't there, and I had to realize in life that my daddy lacked it too, So he couldn't teach me something he didn't know how to teach, So I had to realize that it made me understand my dad a lot more, But sitting in that cell, reading self-help books, I started to gain the hope, and have faith in myself, And I told Torrance Court, I told him, I'm like, look, man, y'all sent me to prison 4 times already. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all just try to give me some help? And, they thought about it. They kept sending me back and forth. But then they realized, like, we never gave this dude no help. We always sent him to prison. So they did find a program, and that's when I was released to the Salvation Army. I didn't think I was going to really want this change. I was just trying to beat the courts, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, So when I left the Salvation Army, I ended up coming to Fred Brown. And when I came to Fred Brown, I started working and everything was going good. Everything was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? I had my family back. Everything was working. You know, I was going to work every day, going to my groups, but this lifestyle was just difficult, you feel me? Because it was new to me. So I kind of felt overwhelmed, you know, and I started getting my money and my checks, and I started feeling like I could finesse the system, you know? Yep. So I started getting high again. You know, you catch me at work, I'm getting high. I got money now, you know, this course ain't on me, you know, and before I knew it, all that shit was took again. I had to start all over, you know. Boom, I went to Changing Spirits, you know, and but the one thing about Fred Brown was that they planted that seed, you know, and that seed. So when I got back to my environment, it just felt weird, you know, because I got a dose of change in my life, you know, and I was like, it felt good, you know. So I ended up being in my environment again, and then I just thought like, man, I got to get back to a program. So I ended up going to Changing Spirits because I had to wait 30 days, you know, to get back into Fred Brown, which Fred Brown wasn't going to let me come back, you know, but they did, you know, by the grace of God. And this time I came back. I came back with a new drive, man. I came back with an energy that couldn't nobody take from me. I made my mind up and stayed dedicated to what I needed to do. When I got out that car, I already knew that I was going to allow God to control my life because I don't know how to control my own life. I already knew that I was going to let God like help me when I'm dealing with people because I didn't even like people. You know, I grew up like not even liking people. I had to allow God to control me in everything I do. When I talk, when I speak, when I interact with anybody, when I accept direction and instruction, I had to allow God to control me because that was the only way I was gonna make it through. So I started doing that, and you know, when I say made me chair, you know, I was just like started feeling better about myself because not only was helping other people. Not only was I helping myself, I was helping other people's sobriety and getting clean, you know. And it felt good just to see a lot of brothers, you know, just striving to do better. And I started seeing everybody graduate. Everybody started graduating, and it was like it was more people graduating and less people leaving. And that's what the beauty was in. That was the beauty in it, you know. So I just tried to just take it one day at a time, you know, and stay focused on what matters the most to me in my life. You know, I set goals for myself. I always talk to Nancy. I thank Nancy so much because she was guiding me and coaching me the whole way through. You know, telling me what I needed to know and what I was going through at the time. Because sometimes I felt like, damn, this shit is just too much. But at the same time, it was working on my patience, man. And one thing I learned is patience. You know, you got to have patience when you're dealing with your recovery. Period, point blank. If you ain't got no patience, then you're gonna make it hard on yourself. You know, we can't accept everything to come our way or come whenever we want to. You know, we have to be patient and allow the process to work itself. You know, so I started trusting in the process more. And every day that was going by, I was appreciating of it because I embraced my progress. You know, every day. Um, Today I'm happy, you know, I was able to graduate. You know, I graduated the program and it was a big milestone for me. And now I got court tomorrow and it's crazy because the judges don't want to see nothing but a certificate. And I got the certificates for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just proud of myself, you know, and I know it's not over, it's just the beginning. And I'm just taking it one day at a time and baby steps. You know, I'm not trying to rush through this process or nothing. I can't control this process and I'm not trying to finesse this process in no type of form or fashion. I'm just doing what I need to do, doing what's asking me, being vulnerable. I never even knew what vulnerability means, you know what I'm saying? I had to open up, you know, and this place has taught me humility. You know, it's taught me a lot of things, how to be accountable, how to say it, you know, be honest with yourself and mean what you say and say what you mean. You know, it can be done. You know, I come from a destructive mindset, man, and a manipulative mindset and a lying mindset, a cheating mindset. And I know if this place could like change me and help me through what I've been going through, I know it could do for everybody else. You know, but everybody else's walk is different. You know, you just keep striving for greatness and embrace your progress. You know, one thing that helped me was I don't worry about the future and I'm not worried about the past because the past has already been done. All I could do is be my best self today. Today is who I am, you know. Today determines my future, you know what I'm saying? And I'm walking with God on my side and God inside me, and I'm just trying to just follow instructions and do what's asking me, you know what I'm saying? It do be times when it be rough, you know. My thought process be telling me like, man, you can just go. You already got your certificates, let's go. But I want more, you know, and I refuse to let that thought process take control of me. You know what I'm saying? We are our own enemy, you know what I'm saying? And I had to really learn that. You know, I went through the streets and went through my life creating enemies, and the whole enemy was inside of me. You know, so I just thank Fred Brown for helping me dissect myself and help me understand who I am on the inside, you know, because the cover could look good all you want, you know what I'm saying? But the cover don't mean nothing, man. It's all about who you are in the inside. You know, my mama always told me, son, you are who you are when no one is looking. You know, and I try to be accountable dude and try to be a stand up dude, you know. So with that being said, to the newcomers, you just stay focused, man, and stay dedicated. You know what I'm saying? Learn from your mistakes and just keep pushing. So everybody that's inside residential, you guys got this. It's just one day at a time. You just stay focused and determined on what matters the most to you in your life. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand value versus conflict. You know, you got to understand what you value in life. And, you know, if you don't value anything, then you need to start valuing a lot of things because you should be proud of yourself and just keep striving. You know, instruction and direction is the best thing going because you got to be taught how to live again. You know, and the way I was living my life, you know, I was ending up in the same destinations and the same places, you know, meeting the same people, man. So I had to be taught a new way to live and a new thought process. So now I try to keep more positivity thoughts and positivity self-talk going on. You know, that's the best medicine, you know what I'm saying? And I just try to just do what I need to do. So just stay focused and then embrace your progress and just stay focused on everything that you need to do. That's all I have.